Welcome to this podcast. It is the 2025 wrap up from the Health Leader Co. Welcome, Christine. Welcome, James.
Hey, great to be here, Leash. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, hi there, guys. Great to be here.
So we have been having a bit of a debrief around the end of the year and thought we would share a little bit of a wrap up with you guys, our listeners, around some of the podcast episodes, as well as some of the really cool events that we have been absolutely privileged to be part of. And we're just really excited to be able to share with you some of the stuff that's happened and just really get some momentum and some excitement and enthusiasm and energy as we head into 2026, because some of what we share are events that you might actually be able to attend. And so we thought, let's jump in and talk a bit about them. So we kicked off the year with our amazing 2024 Life Award member for MMA with Joanne Ha. And she was such an incredible pioneer in our industry. We heard her speak at the conference, and she just, oh my gosh, she just has such an incredible energy and amazing story.
I remember seeing Joanne when she won that award at the MMA conference, and she got up on stage and just started talking, and it was like, wow, who is this amazing woman? And she had such great stories. And I remember being there watching that and Elicia saying we should get her on the podcast. And I think it took a little while to actually line up that interview, but the interview was just even more of that same energy. She did talk quite a lot about her early journey getting into massage. I think from memory, her dad was a chiropractor or something. So she even had that exposure even from being a little kid and has just sort of grown up through the industry. And as that industry has changed over however many decades, she's kind of stepped in and changed her role within that as well. And I actually think looking back at it now, it is a really good place to start the year. That episode anchored that kind of idea of our industry is changing. Our industry is growing. It's adapting. There's a whole lot of stuff that's different to many decades ago, but even in 1 year, you can see things changing quite a lot at the moment as we look at what's been happening around the world.
It wasn't really a podcast event that we did. However, it was a presentation event that I attended and Elicia actually presented at. And that was with Helen Dobra with the International Bowen Global Summit. And that was an incredible event. It ran for, I think, a week with 2 days packed full of interviews and presentations from really a who's who of manual therapy, in terms of there was Anne Schubert, who is considered the grandmother of Bowen. I'm not a Bowen therapist, but she made me want to be a Bowen therapist. And there was also Robert Schleip was there, Alistair McLaughlin was there, Ross Emmett, and we heard from Bowen's boys, basically one of the 5. There was several of them there. I can't remember their names, forgive me, Bowen experts, but you'll know who they were. And you're probably at that summit yourself. And Elicia, you also got to present at that a remarkable event as well. I remember you doing a presentation and then later on in the whole thing, being on a panel beside Robert Schleip. And I'm like trying to message, ask this question for me. I was like, very impressed and taking screenshots of like you next to Robert Schleip and things like that. It was loads of fun for me personally.
And loads of fun for me as well. I think Anne was on that as well. And it was like, oh my goodness, I get to be with the bigwigs. Because that's what it felt like. It was really cool. And then we had our online intensive with our Health Leader Mastery clients. And we had a bunch of incredible people who shared with that as well. People like Dean Gladstone, who led us through breath work from Bondi Rescue, if you don't mind. We have Melissa Yu, brought the glimmer effect to remind us of how powerful tiny moments of light can be. Pamela Fitch, who we had met when we were in America last year, and she delivered a masterclass on trauma-informed bodywork that had everyone scribbling notes like mad. We also levered up our digital smarts with cyber wardens. We welcome wisdom from Eleanor Alston. We explored money with Erin Davis and wrapped it up with Lauren Weisner, guiding us from clutter chaos to business brilliance. And we've had the privilege of having many of these people on our podcast throughout 2025.
Yeah. Even people who have had as members of the Mastery Program have been guests on our podcast this year as well. Like if I think back to people like Mina, we had him on towards the start of the year, and we've had Robin Devine talking about the LYMPHYCON in Canada. She was actually one of our members. We've had Narelle Pratt, who's the HR for health leaders. She's been one of our members. So there's a lot of real quality people coming through the podcast that we also get to work with in other parts of our business as well, which is a real privilege. I absolutely love it.
Speaking of Robin, Christine had the privilege of heading over to Canada to present at LYMPHYCON on all things scars. Do you want to tell us a little bit about what that was like?
Oh, that was just so much fun. It was amazing to be there. There was many other presenters there, like Bruno Chickley and several other physicians and doctors. There was people presenting on glymphatics, if you're familiar with brain lymphatics, that's what that one is. There was lots of really nerdy things. There was nutrition things. From my perspective, presenting on scars, it really dovetailed into that lymphatics world incredibly well. And I presented a little hands-on workshop for them too, which went down a storm, actually. We had so much fun. It was a really short, just a snapshot, but it was really cool. We had a model who had incredible changes, who was a therapist and a lymphatics therapist as well. And she allowed me to take pictures, and she couldn't believe the difference. And we made everyone in the room do the scar therapy on her. Just very, very, very briefly. It was all very with consent. It was all very good. However, it was remarkable how such a short, gentle treatment from people who'd never done it before, with like 3 or 4 minutes of training, could actually make a difference to Alana's scars. So thank you, Alana.
I've got to say, one of the things I've noticed across this year in the last couple of years is the scar work that you're talking about, Christine, gentle scar therapy. It's so popular at the moment. And I think scars in general seems to be a topic that a lot of body workers and massage therapists are sort of becoming more open to. It's something that industry-wide across the board seems to just be opening up. And even mainstream medical, that kind of industry is starting to be more open to how massage can impact the healing of scars and how that can be really good at touch therapies that are gentle as well as other kinds of treatments. And I think that's really a shift that we can see in our business as well as more broadly. Like you've had that opportunity, Christine, but also running hands-on workshops and online trainings across Australia, USA, Canada, all sorts of different places in the world. We've had people come through to be learning more and more about that. And that's exciting. That's something that seems to have not as much education as it could have, like many years ago. That's just coming through as a real opportunity for therapists to learn something that makes a huge difference to clients' lives.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more, actually, James. It's been quite a secretive world up until now. So, scars has been, like in my experience of it anyway, quite secretive. But now it's like, oh no, we're out in the open now. we can do so much.
One of the other incredible people we had on the podcast this year, who was actually at LYMPHYCON, was Scott Dartnell from Massage Therapy Media, which they create a platform called Massage Therapy Media, which they say is the Netflix for massage therapists. And LYMPHYCON 2025 was actually uploaded into their platform. Scott has been in the massage industry for like 33 years. He works with conferences all over the globe. And it was kind of cool because I met him through a presentation I did in 2024. And then we spoke, we did the podcast, and then you met him in Canada. And it was really cool just to have this connection from when we were in the States with in 2024.
And that guy has some stories, I can tell you, but I'm not revealing all here because that was green room talk. That was all.
Episode 129, you can go back and have a listen to 33 years of global conferences of what can be said.
129, okay.
Maybe that'll have some of the stories that are public, and Christine's got the secret green room version for herself.
How many gins do we buy you, Christine, to hear? No.
No.
Well, that brings us then to we had an intensive in April. We do face-to-face intensives then, and the next month will have is May, which is Massage Myotherapy Australia. Traditionally, their conference is run then. This year it has been run in June due to some logistics, and we have a conference recap with CEO Anne Davey. We spoke with Bruce Stark, we spoke with Ibby, and we spoke with Brad Hiskin. So there were so many amazing podcasts that we did. And was there anything else? There was 2 other exciting things that happened on that weekend. One, we ran the pre-conference event. James, do you want to talk a little bit about the outfit that you wore?
Not really. Lucky
was
this
that
is
one
a
of the
podcast.
exciting things?
The pre-conference event is always super fun, and it's something that is kind of only happens in person, which makes it super fun for us as well, because so much of what we do is online or is streamed online as well as in person. But when you get together in a room with, how many people are there? Maybe 100, 200 massage therapists. It's the night before conference, so people have just flown in. They're all excited to see each other for the first time since last year. There is a lot of noise, a lot of chat, a lot of fun, a lot of dancing, maybe a lot of drinking for some people, and just a lot of prizes, a lot of giveaways, a lot of noise. And because we are who we are, as a team, we run it. It's a great privilege to be able to do that in partnership with the association, but we always dress up. We have a bit of fun as well. And this year I had what I like to call my muscle shirt, which was just a shirt that actually is one of those ones that shows the muscles, like as though you're seeing through the skin and can see it, and some tight leggings with skeleton things on them. So I was doing a bit of an anatomy lesson for everyone. Which is super fun because I don't even really know anatomy that much, right? It's you guys that are all over the anatomy.
We can tell by the way you described the T-shirt. It was basically an anatomy anatomy chart on his shirt. That's what he's trying to say.
Yeah, and it was super cool. I love that kind of stuff. It's really just about having some fun and getting noticed for the night. And then after that, of course, the rest of the conference, we're doing presentations. We're running our expo stall. We're going to the dinner with everybody else. We're very, very formal, or not maybe that formal, but we're very much fitting into the vibe of the rest of the conference after that first night. But yeah, it's one of my favorite nights of the whole year.
Christine, do you want to share your biggest highlight from that night?
Yeah, the networking thing's amazing. Just being mobbed by massage therapists. We have some amazing little games that we get them to play, like matching up their anatomy with a buddy and creating a big jigsaw really. And they just mobbed me. They were Alicia's standing on top of a chair. I'm down on the ground. Some people think I'm quite short. And honestly, I just couldn't see for a wall of therapists around me. So that was really fun. The conference itself was amazing. James did a fabulous presentation, right?
I did get to speak this year about AI, which was pretty cool, pretty fun.
Cool. Very cool. And very entertaining as well. I remember that you're getting a lot of laughs from your AI-generated images of yourself. One of them had 5 fingers or something. So that was good fun. Yeah. But it really opened up the door as to what therapists could really do with the tech that's all coming through. Again, another area of huge development that can really help therapists save their time and potentially some money, I think, as well. So that's pretty cool too. And of course, we do have a dinner, good big gala dinner, don't we? And have a dance, and it's pretty cool. Good fun.
So this half of the year, we've done quite a bit of work with ABMP in the United States. I've had the privilege of writing their business column in the journal for this year and have just been asked to do that again for 2026, as well as creating a course. So we created a course for their Ed Centre on how to make the big leap going from working part-time or working full-time in your being an employee to then stepping full-time into your own business and making that big leap. So that was a whole lot of work and a whole lot of fun, taking stuff we already knew, but really updating a lot of our information and recreating it in a new and modern way for them, which was really great fun.
We had an opportunity come up to be sponsors of a lymphatics conference that ATMS was running. And from that, we also got offered sponsorship of their business symposiums that they were running every quarter throughout the year this past year, in a different location each time, which was really fun for us because there's three of us. We all went to one each, and then we had one that we attended online. So that was pretty cool, and met a lot of amazing different types of therapists as well. So naturopaths and nutritionists that, and I think I also met Chelsea Jean, which was so much fun. And she's coming on our podcast. Got one of those coming up next year. So that's going to be exciting. I'm sure everyone's going to absolutely love that. What else? What else with the business conferences? I went to Brisbane. Elicia, you went to Adelaide, and James, you went to Melbourne. Is that right?
Yeah. What I found interesting about that was seeing how the different associations we have here in Australia approach the business side of things. And I guess that's because that's my bent in our business. I handle a lot of the business and marketing consultation for our clients. But I think all of the associations do have part of their responsibility with the members is to help them do well with business. And it's something they all recognize as being important. It's like, if you can't run a business, you can't be a therapist. You're going to have to go get another job if you can't pay yourself for what you do. And yet some of them have a really high focus on actually giving their therapists the business skills, and others just don't. And we're pretty lucky and fortunate to be in a position where we do a lot of business training across all the different associations, or many of the different associations in Australia and actually across the world, like we were just talking in other places as well. And I really enjoy it. It means we get to rub shoulders with a whole lot of different therapists, a whole lot of different associations, see the different values that they have and how they're all working, not just across Australia, but US, Canada as well, other places around the world. It's a really unique way of being able to see what's working really well and what's not across the industry worldwide.
I totally agree. I think even just working, so we worked with MAA, Massage Association of Australia, with Brendan, and Christine ran some scar therapy webinars for them. Is that right, Christine?
Yeah, that's right. Yes, that's right.
And I ran one on how to hire superstar employees. So even just seeing how they approach things with their members was even different again with the work we've done with all the different associations is amazing. And I feel really privileged. I think that we've had the opportunity to connect with so many wonderful therapists and also make an impact at that level as well. We were also invited to speak and exhibit at MMIT. Now, for somebody who is dyslexic, these acronyms are like the most painful thing on the planet. Helpful for you guys because you're listening to a podcast. Unhelpful for me because sometimes I'm reading them. In fact, I called MMIT. I called it that for ages, and it's meant to be MIMT, and I really had to work on focusing on the I. And if anyone saw the social post, I even went to the wrong uni because I saw Plenty Road, Bundoora University, tech job done. Let's go. Thankfully, I rocked up a day early because I just wanted to make sure that I was prepared and in the right place. And 40 minutes later, when I was in the right place, after I'd called the organisers and we all had a damn good chuckle, she did say, "Are you going to put that in your talk?" I'm like, I suppose I am. And hilariously, I took a photo because we have an exec chat messenger, and I took a photo for these guys to send to them, like, how funny is this? didn't realize that the marketing team / Christine and James were going to use that as social media content the following week. And then I was having some structural integration therapy at a clinic in Geelong, and I saw the principal therapist there, and he came out, he's like, "Hey, Lish, how you doing?" He goes, "Oh man, that post you got the wrong uni cracked me up." And I'm like, okay, socials are working. People are really hearing this. They're actually seeing it. So that was pretty funny. What I thought was just going to be a conversation between the three of us. You've got to be careful what you post to the team, because marketing can use anything for anything, mostly with my permission.
I love numbers. People honestly don't really know that about me. I didn't always love numbers. I became a lover of numbers quite a while ago, actually. However, it got reinforced several times when I started looking at stats and statistics and data and all of these kind of things that, kind of quite like. And when I look at delivery in our business, so delivery is what we deliver to therapists in general. I worked out that we've actually delivered a total of 56 weeks of training across our 8-week programs in total. I'm like, 56 in a year? Wow, that's cool.
That's more than a year's worth of training in a year, Christine. That's
we must have doubled up some weeks. Some weeks we must have done more.
We're overperformers.
Delivery in one program. Yes. So we've kind of had overlaps of programs, which is kind of, wow, big deal for the delivery coaches. It also meant that I had the great privilege of watching around about 40 case studies from our gentle scar therapy students. So I got to see the results that they have done through their learning journey and the transformations they've made for their clients, which is just absolutely phenomenal. We also, as a cohort, Elicia, James, and I, we delivered 4 days of hands-on massage training, which was so much fun. I just loved doing the hands-on, in the person, in the room delivery for our remedial hot stones and our gentle scar therapy. It's so fun to see everybody, and usually they're all chilling out, relaxing, especially the hot stones one. At the end of the day, they're all like melting off the table, which is great fun to facilitate those. As long as our brains don't melt at the same time, we have to really be careful with the essential oils we use in the room and the types of music as well. Otherwise, we can actually see Christine's brain fly out and crawl across the floor. It's like, oh, wow, there it goes. See it. Bye.
I have waved to it in a class before.
Yeah, I'm sure you have, actually. I can see it go at times. And it also depends on how much scar therapy Elicia receives as well. Sometimes we get post-treatment zoomies. That's just verbal zoomies. Sometimes we get stuff like that.
This is in inverted commas when you don't do treatment, you're just demonstrating.
Yes.
And I'm using my inverted commas because she's such a intuitive and powerful therapist that even when she's not doing the things, I've still been known to have my brain go completely offline, which we warned the therapist for before. And as long as I'm not required within about an hour afterwards, we're all good.
We're all good. Yeah. And James is there to, help with the modeling. That's been something that, James has been really proud of that development in, from the marketing department to the modeling department.
I've added it to my resume. It's being the model in the room. It's like, I can write that on a model. I'm a model. That's cool.
I'm a model. Yeah. So cool.
That's how I introduce myself now.
From marketing to modeling. Love that. So fun. What else have we got? Oh, yes. We tend to do, I think, our fair share of free webinars in our business. I think it's roughly one a month that we actually do.
That sounds about right.
Cool. And we do a lot of Zoom meetings, And the number that I calculated was 156 Zoom meetings between the three of us.
Wow.
Client-facing ones.
Wow.
I know, that's a lot, right?
Not including just our team meetings and
not including team meetings or intensives or any of these.
Wow.
So if Qantas or Virgin are listening, we would love to sign up for points for Zoom hours because we feel like we could fly some places.
Yes.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, other things that I absolutely highlights for me was James making a gentle sky therapy website. That's an absolute highlight with a therapist directory. I'm like, Zoom love. Thank you. It's like super exciting for me. I'm like, I got that. So good. And it's so beautiful as well. So if you haven't checked that out, check it out. But honestly,
put it in the show notes.
Put it in the show notes, James. Check out the documentary. And the website, because it's a highlight for me. So good. Yeah. So that's the things that I came up with all the facts and figures and data. All my number loving. Pretty
incredible year of delivery, really.
Yeah.
As well as there's been a couple of other developments for you as well. Do you want to share? You've been jet setting. Hey, it sounds so glamorous when I put it like that, but study learning.
I know. Study learning for Christine this year means a few trips over to the UK, to Brighton in particular, to where I studied originally, and doing teaching in their hands-on rooms. So that's been fantastic as part of their TOTO program. And I'm just going to leave it at TOTO program. That's fine.
So exciting. It's so exciting. I stepped back into the NLP room and redid my practitioner training, which has been awesome. Just to remind myself after 11 years of all the learning as well. I didn't quite get to travel on a plane. I just drove to Geelong, which is about 25 minutes away. Beautiful facility, but not quite a plane. So it has been a pretty huge year of growth and development and
more cool stuff to come next year too, right? We've got especially Lish hasn't mentioned it, but there is one specific development which I've got my lips zipped. I can't mention on this episode, but there's one specific opportunity that's come our way, which is really, really great, which we will be able to announce in the next, few weeks? Elicia, next few weeks.
We can
so you will definitely be hearing more from us and specifically Elicia in 2026.
And that's all we have to say about that.
About that particular one, yeah.
And look, in 2026, there are also incredible opportunities in LYMPHYCON. Massage Myotherapy Australia are running their conference in Geelong. #awesome. In May. And there's just so many incredible opportunities. ATMS is running a bunch of incredible stuff as well. And so what we'll do is put links to the things that we know that are coming up in our show notes for you. Because when we were discussing this, is a little bit of Siggy Fest. We understand it's a little bit like, it's like the Health Leader Co, Cheer Fest. We get that. However, we also wanted to highlight some of the things that we've attended so that you have the opportunity to actually connect in with the things that might be of interest to you as you create a practice that you love throughout 2026.
So many people listening to this might be thinking, well, it's all right for them, all this business, hands-on training, jetting around the world. However, we both have families that demand of us different things, and we're traveling through different stages of our parenting. What things for you and your family were highlights in 2025?
It has been a big year for our family. Our son was going through year 11 and made a decision halfway through the year to finish up his secondary education and step into the TAFE system. So he's almost completed his pre-apprenticeship in mechanics and is looking at getting into either car mechanics or boat mechanics. He is an obsessed fisherman. And hilariously, my car was due for a service recently, and he said, "How many kilometers over is it?" And it was the first time that I've owned a car since I was 18 years of age that I overshot the kilometers before the date recommended that I have my car service, because we are driving our children everywhere. They are nearly 16 and nearly 18. And so this is peak driving window between teaching children to drive and driving them here. Can you take me there? I want to go fishing. There's no bus at this time. Can you guys pick me up? Can you take me down? When I say fishing obsessed, I mean 15 hours on a pier to then drop him off at 5:30 in the morning, pick him up at 9 o'clock at night. Like, it is wild. And then our daughter got a job in the same town as he fishes. So that's kind of helpful. We can pick up one when we're picking up the other. And our daughter has just started year 11 now. They do a early commencement. So there are a couple of the things that we've been working on. What about yourself, Christine? You're at a very different stage in parenting now.
Yeah, parenting now for me, all my children have now left home. So my daughter was in Newcastle, New South Wales. She told me I could move out. She did. She got herself we got her a little flatmate, and she said, "So, Mum, you can leave now." So then I moved house. I had to move out and leave her there to learn how to independently live with her flatmate, which was a good thing, because in September this year, she had an opportunity to go to university in London to study a professional degree, believe it or not, an actual degree in dancing. And so that was a really good training ground for her. She's there right now, living on the south bank of the Thames in London, right in the middle. So, yeah, it's kind of amazing. And I have moved permanently back to Narrabri, where it was the first place I ever lived in Australia. So 22 years ago. I moved to Australia the first time with a 6-week-old baby, 2 suitcases and a husband. Yeah, that's exciting. So I now live in the town that my children, 2 of my 3 children, were born in. So all my mother's group friends are here. It's really, it's a funny sort of situation to be returning to a place where I spent 5 years as a stay-at-home mum. And now I'm here. It's kind of like, wow, I did not foresee this happening. This has been a surprise, 2025. Thank you, I think.
It was not on your bingo card? Is that what the young people are saying? It wasn't on my
bingo card. I did not expect this. It was a pure surprise. And it just happened that I moved here because my husband just decided to get out of academia and went around all his friends and said, "Hey, who's got any non-academic gigs?" And they all kind of went, "What? Oh yeah, we've got work for you." So he went back. He absolutely loves it here. He can't walk down the street without saying hello to about five or six people. He knows the whole town. It's hilarious.
And what does Ollie do?
Ollie works in the cotton industry, but he's more renowned for the Soil Your Undies campaign around soil health. So yes, I did say the words Soil Your Undies.
We'll put a link to that website in the show notes as well, just because we can.
And you'll be able to see my lovely husband, Dr. Oliver Knox, being very quiet and refined and Introverted. No, he makes Elicia look like an introvert. He really does.
That's how Christine can put up with me. Still more tame than Ollie.
I know. I was trained by Ollie.
I feel like there's like 3 podcasts in what you just shared about coming to Australia for the first time. There's also, but something else we haven't shared that I think I actually do want to do a podcast episode on this next year. However, one of the things that when you came back from the UK in your last trip, you found your dissertation.
I did.
At the Jing Institute. Do you want to share a little bit about what it was like finding it? Don't tell us too much about it because we might unpack that in a podcast episode.
Okay. So the Jing Institute of Massage and Complementary Medicine in Brighton, in Bond Street, Brighton, is a wonderful place. It's been there about 20 years and they developed the first degree program in massage in the UK. I was the second cohort to go through. When we went through, I became one of the 50 top qualified therapists in the whole of the UK. And we had to do a dissertation and have it bound. And we gave 2 copies of that to the Jing Institute to go in their brand new library, which was basically one shelf on the wall in the sort of student lounge. Now, when I look at it, everyone's dissertations are so fancy pants compared to what I did. I did a comb-bound version or a wire-bound version with some acetate on the front, acetate, a card and acetate on the back. I look at them now and they are actually bound in leather, multiple different colors, and reds and yellows and blues, and so beautiful with gold writing on the front. It's like, wow, I might have to redo mine, from an Australian angle, just to get it bound. And so now there's a whole wall.
That's amazing. That is amazing. And
that's 10 years on. Yeah.
Let's just... because I had to look this word up.
Okay.
True disclosure. What does the word, or what is a dissertation? What actually, can you just, for those of us who are not in academia and husband is not in the university industry, what is a dissertation?
It's an independent research project that you can do on any particular topic that you want. I chose the who, why, and what of massage in the UK. So I wanted to know why people got massage, and did massage therapists think that people got massage for the same reasons as the general public actually got massage for? Turns out no. Turns out no.
Spoiler alert.
I know, right? What? So a dissertation is, you basically write a lot of words. I think I have 20,000 words, and it's a set amount of words that you have to do. So they set the amount, and you have to come within that. And you have to write what's called an abstract. So it's the whole point. The purpose of this written material is to do this, this, and this. And then you do a conclusion. In this, I discovered the answer to my question A, B, and C. So that's really what you do with it. So I had people in my cohort who did, a whole 20,000 words on the biceps brachii. Yep. I also had people do it on fibromyalgia, but people do it on all sorts of things. Therapeutic relationship. They do it on trigger points. They do it on the psoas. They do it on, why do people get thoracic outlet syndrome? Yeah. Fascia. What is it? Yeah. They honestly, it's all bodywork related. And usually ties into the material that's taught at Jing as well.
Yeah. That's incredible. And yeah, I feel like there's a whole podcast on why you chose that topic, what you learned, etc. So don't tell anyone now.
I could talk till next Sunday about it. So
I think it's incredible. And the fact that you have contributed to a body of research in our field is unbelievably exciting. And yeah, I look forward to discussing that even more with you throughout 2026 and sharing our thoughts and the process behind what you did to create that would be amazing.
It was a tricky situation. It was hard work. I will not lie. It was hard work. And yeah, running a clinic at the same time and 3 kids at primary school and nursery school. Yeah, it was a
They
tough.
say if you want to get something done, ask a busy person, right?
I was exceptionally busy in those days. Like,
yeah.
Now I just think, oh yeah, it's all good. But yeah, I look back at that and I think, how did you do that? Wow.
Wild. That's wild. Wow. Hey, look, it has been an amazing journey through 2025, and it has had some ups and it's had some downs and some roundabouts, and it has been wild. However, I think that brings us to the end of our episode. Thank you so much for listening in. Thank you to James and Christine for sharing your thoughts and wisdom and insights, and for the incredible work that we have done as a team here at the Health Leader Co. If you've listened in this long, thank you so much for listening to our recap, and we look forward to connecting with you even more throughout 2026 with all the amazing things that we have planned, and hopefully we get to connect in some way.